Hi guys, and welcome back to a kind of small little video. Just on a kind of mix of styles. This is kind of not really a direct thing, it's just me messing around with stuff, showing you guys. And before you ask, there will be a tutorial for this house, and we're going to have a look at it in detail. But the main thing I kind of want to show you guys is mixture of styles and what I kind of came up with to get this, as well as this small little scene, which I think is quite nice. It's kind of like a nice little scene. And this is all on a flat world. Weird. I started building a house and I was like, I need to create an atmosphere around it and mess around with that. I wanted to really mess around with that. And also mess around with this new dirt path type thing that we've got in Conquest. So it's kind of quite cool. It's also me just messing around with like stuff like flies, the apple trees, all that kind of stuff. The dirt path. This is 3:1 in Conquest. What it does, and if I just grab a stick, for example, and we just do IPL 3:1. You'll get this kind of path texture. It's this grass dirt thing. If we do like here, you get this cool little path. I've been using this a lot. It's really nice. It's like properly patchy as well, so it's really cool. But just don't use it like that. Don't make a square. Do like stuff like this. That'll look good. Or maybe not that. But you know what I mean. Now let's get into the atmosphere of it all. So there's this nice little cottage. We've got a small little stream over here. Got a couple of flies. And yeah, I'm really happy with this style. This is kind of like a new style in a way. It's a mixture between my old houses, my Let's Build Riverwood kind of houses, those kind of Nordic ones. I made it a little bit more Nordic as well. But it's also got a bit of Jamsy Boy in there as well. I do watch Jamsy Boy's videos. So it's got a little bit of everything in, really. It's also using the new wicker fence. But I just think it kind of worked really nicely. And you can kind of see at the back, especially this, like my typical, you know, almost like very modular design, you know, with the flower boxes and with these little bits. But I've also got like, I've been trying out these. These worked really nicely, especially with Conquest. It pulls those edges in. Those are really strong. And what I did is I found that when you do that, it makes it look a little bit smoother and more connected. So I ended up building that. Campfires, I've been loving campfires, as you guys might know by now, with the newer stuff. But just messing around as well with the flowers, the 1.7 flowers, which I've only really recently got. But yeah, I don't know, I think as a house it just turned out really nice. It has a proper cottage feel to it. Oh yeah, and beehive as well. I've got a beehive in here. I thought that was a really nice touch. It's quite Jamsy Boy. That's very Jamsy Boy, I think. And then we got over here, kind of quite a dark area. And then like fish hanging up. And this really small, kind of like fishing area. Over this ridiculously dark, gloomy, small lake. But yeah, one of the things I did find with these apple trees, I actually missed out one of these, so if I just grab one of those, there you go, is that they just look really cool. I didn't really think about it, and then all I did is I got the barrel texture and made sure that I found a place where it naturally became a apple and then left it. That's how I kind of figured it out. I think if you put it in a forest biome, this one, there's more apples, there's more other stuff. Like, oh my god, I was really messy with this. As you can see, I was just playing around with ideas. But those really worked out quite nicely, and then just putting a couple of vines on them, just every so often. Also having flies around, that always helps. You can see in it as well, in the trees up here, I've got glowstone hidden in behind. This was kind of just to give it a little bit more light. It's ridiculously dark before. It just kind of gives it a little bit of a glow down here, as well as the torches. I ended up putting those in as well. But one of the other things as well, yeah, these little bushes. That's another metadata as well. You can get it on the metadata sheet type thing he's got. The monsters put up. But those are really cool. Nice little bushes, and then just kind of what I found worked really well with these. And if I just clear my inventory. They work really well next to rocks, and they work really well next to trees, as if they're like this overgrown bit. And over here, this looks really overgrown. It's kind of like the tree stumps there. You've got loads of mushrooms, and they've got a load of like these kind of thorny bushes with blackberries in them, you know, and a couple of random crates everywhere. And I really like that texture, actually, that crate texture. So then over here, what I did is I did this thing, the same that I did in my campfire. Just got the axe, put it on a wood block so that it looks like you could grab an axe, start chopping down wood, and then you'd store them where you can, which is right next to it, right here. And then I've got a couple which have got a little bit of overgrown stuff. That was kind of to look like moss, I guess. I think that's what I was going for, something like that. Also these kind of side little bits here, especially around the back. You've got them there, that's quite jamsy. So you can kind of see the taking influences and just applying them in a very strange way. As well as that, you know, he loves this rock. I actually really like this rock now as well. It's awesome. I didn't realise how nice it actually looked in a full build. Like I played around with it before just by placing down blocks, and I didn't really do it in a build, and it really worked really nicely. But cobblestone works as well. And I went with this weird roof. Basically, this house is symmetrical, but the roofs even, not roof, the roofs are actually different. So on this side, and you can actually see it, we've got a section of 3 there. 3 by 5, right? Other side of the house, 3 by 5. So it's exactly the same. But this one looks longer, and that one looks fatter. Simple. It's really good. So actually using this and basically building another roof going into the roof, that worked really nicely. I'm really happy with how it turned out. It was just basically going up and then going down, and just having this one as the main one, and then this one was just kind of attached onto the side of it. And then this one I just made go the other way, and you can see that I put in a furnace as well. That was kind of to mix up the edges, and also, oh, not a furnace, a chimney. Also to put in a chimney, and that chimney's huge. Way bigger than you'd need for this. You'd probably need, for a house this big, just a single block, but I just kind of went a bit big. I don't know, why not? It was more of a why not. And then obviously you got the smoke going off in a direction. I also put this on the top just as a little bit of style. I don't know if I like it or not. I don't know, you can't even see it, to be honest. Yeah, you can see it there. Let's have a look inside the house. So actually we'll have a look outside the house, and I'll talk about details more, and then we'll go inside. I think that's a nice finishing point, is inside. So putting in these little patches here, using the new wicker iron bar variant. Can't remember which one it is, I gotta be honest. But yeah, also using the dirt path. You can see that I've kind of splodged it around here. I've been using it to show how worn the ground is. So how much does this person walk across here? They don't seem to go just across this way. They seem to go around. I don't really know why I did that. I think that's just to make it look more round and less, yeah, you know, straight. But then put a load of these little vegetables in here, and got kind of mix. Use that 3:1 around the edge as well. I actually found, I'll grab my stick again. There goes a grass block. I actually found that when you do, oh, shizer. when you kind of, oh, balls. Let's do that. I don't want to do that either. There we go. When you actually have the grass around these parts, it looks really weird. So if you use 3:1, you actually get the mud on the inside, grass on the outside, and it just pops out every so often. So use that. Definitely use that. Another thing I used on the other side, and I was tempted to go with some sort of, I don't know, like terrace, like have a roof go across here, like a little wooden one or something maybe. Possibly do something like that. But what I've got here is, there we go. No, not that. Pumpkin seeds and melon seeds. Grew them fully, but didn't let the melon actually appear. They actually just look like different little plants. And then obviously put the beehive, the dragon egg beehive that Conquest got with the bees. Put the bees first, otherwise the egg will go down and it will crush your plants. Not that I know that from first-hand experience, of course. Yeah. So I've already talked about these little bushes here. Got a little campfire. We've also got a gravestone. So this is kind of sad. It kind of tells a story. You know, somebody important to whoever's living in this hut has died. And he or she has probably a he has buried her outside, for example. And that's why this path isn't as kind of walked on. That's why it's more overgrown. See? Purposey type stuff. So think about that as well. Put in those little things. Even like there's another beehive there. I like these beehives. But put in things like that, and it kind of makes it feel a little bit more kind of sad. And you can see that it's almost like it doesn't walk this part that much. But then I made this bit a little bit stronger, as if he's kind of like walking around, you know, talking to her or him, or you know, just walking around, pacing around. So that kind of stuff's quite interesting. And I was even tempted to, you know, put more flowers around, but I actually took down the bigger plants here. I actually took them away from the main bit here. I didn't want to make it feel too overgrown, so I've only got them like starting again here, and you can see them, they get a bit more. So that's another nice little idea anyway. Apart from that, just, yeah, using vines very carefully. If you're in Conquest, you can use the glass block, the invisible one, to stop it from growing, I believe. I'm pretty sure it'll work. Maybe. Or maybe you could just encase it. Yeah, you could always just encase it. Something like that. Obviously using the rocks as well, these cool rocks. Just out of Monsters pack. I just placed those by hand. But anyway, let's check out the nice little cottage. And it is quite nice, actually. I like it. It's one of my favourites that I've done because it's such a mixture of styles. So you're going to come in the front door. You've got a floor mat. So I've used carpet for that. Got to clean your feet. Obviously, it'd probably be outside, to be honest. And I probably could put down something like yellow walls, actually some sort of hay. But then when you do that, it looks weird. So that's why I did it on the inside. That's obviously why, because it's quite muddy outside. So you've got somewhere to clean your feet. You've also got this little desk. You've got the plate, candle, obviously for lighting. Also got roof beams as well. That's quite nice. Then you can come in. There's a bit of cluster. You know, this person has had, you know, their loved one die, so they've kind of gone, I don't really care anymore. I'll just have stuff around. So sad. So sad. Also for the kind of like chandelier, because obviously they don't have a chandelier, but I have got an iron bar type thing with one of the what's it called, brewing stand metadators. There's loads of them with these little candles on them. I just thought that was kind of like a nice touch, which wasn't too much. The only thing I don't like the base. I wish the base didn't exist. I wish this bit didn't exist. Because if it didn't, it would look really awesome, I think. Anyway, nice little touch. I've also got a sack, and that one is, what biome's that? Extreme Hills, and that's 30:12. Yeah, 30:12. Then got a barrel, and then used another one. I think this is also Extreme Hills. Yeah, Extreme Hills for the trapdoor to get that one. Leave that open again. Tiny little detail. And I've got another one here, which is roofed forest. So biome-wise, this house is a minefield. But that was just to kind of create this thing. I didn't really know what to do here, to be honest. So I put that on there. I don't know. Also a collection of barrels. Putting on some carpet on the top here, just for variation. We've got some fish hanging up on rope, going from the ceiling. Chest. It's a nice little bed area. A nice white rug. And I actually used the two different types of rugs. The brown one there and the white one. This is more like the bedroom area, so I decided to go white. Brightens it up quite nicely. One of the things I really like, and if I just grab a cobblestone wool, I'll show you what and why or whatever. Basically the way I did the windows with the glass panes, and these ones are the grey stained, and you can just about see through them. I think it's a shaders thing, that you can't really see through them all. But what happens with these, if you do it right to the edge, is you kind of get this edge piece, which looks like a cobblestone wall. So if you're on the Xbox or versions or whatever, it actually kind of looks like a cobblestone wall on there. And then it's kind of, you know, oh yeah, it doesn't connect in those. But it looks like it, and it's quite nice. It makes it look smaller. But on the outside, because I pushed back that wall, it looks perfectly framed. Yeah, I like that. See, that's a nice little touch. That just kind of worked its way out. It's one of the things I noticed, and that's why I made this window. Usually I just make that a 1, just a 1 block window, and I made this one 2 and this one 1. It's a bit weird. The interior is a little bit weird. It's a bit crazily misshapen because of this weird roofs, but still quite cool. So yeah, just bed, little crafting table, very, very simple. I didn't want to clutter it too much. Got a couple of chests, a couple more crates over here. Obviously the fish and the roof beams as well. I use spruce wood slabs for those. If we go into the kitchen area, and like over here first, we've got, you know, shelf, wine or alcohol, whatever. It's got a bottle up here, but it doesn't look like he's opened it. Or I might have done, maybe just left it there. And we've also got like a little herb type thing. Some more herbs up there. Some wood for the fire, because it makes sense. Even though he's storing it outside, still got wood inside because he needs to make sure it's warm. Little cauldron, little fireplace. And then you've got the preparation table where we've got the knives, There's pots and pans. This little thing. Little mixing bowl, maybe? And next to the knives I ended up putting redstone for blood. Yep, nice. And I got the default stone pressure plates. If you just keep on going up in metadata, it goes down to the default ones without the connected texture type stuff. So yeah, I really like this little house. I really like the interior. I like how it's not perfect. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. It seems a little bit patchworky, and I kind of like it. I don't know. It's really weird. Usually I'm very, like, as a builder, I'm very, like, must be exact. And this one's a little bit more like, yes, I've used modular, but I've also used just random stuff. Another thing I need to talk about quickly. Sections. So if, obviously, we brought this all the way up to the front, we would have that's 3 blocks here, 1, 2, 3, and then you've got the pillars. And now 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then you'd have 3. And what I did at the back, because of the way that the roof worked out, I ended up going with a 4, and then a 3. So it adds up to the same number, but it makes the back look more interesting and different. It doesn't look like it's the same as the front, even though it basically is. Yeah. So anyway, there's a couple of little ideas. Tell me what you think. Tell me your kind of feedback. Obviously, it's on a flat world, so there isn't any hills or anything. It needs hills badly, but I just can't be bothered to terraform. When I get onto the big map, I'll just have the kind of stuff there anyway. So yeah, tell me what you think. There will be a tutorial on this little cottage. Obviously not the interior, but the exterior. I'll go through all of that stuff, and also make sure that it's all console friendly, which at the minute it kind of is, actually. The only thing that isn't is obviously like beehives and these like fancy bits, but I'll just give you variations for those. But yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you on the next one.